Anyone here subscribed On Purpose? Yeah, our audio service? Yeah. Well, one of the people I had the privilege of interviewing was Bruce Lipton. And Bruce is a really cool guy. He's a cell biologist who taught at several medical schools, including the University of Wisconsin. And I was just having this rap with him, and he just dropped this line out of nowhere. And you know, have you ever had a conversation with someone and you're just kind of listening, and all of a sudden, you know, something hits you like a cattle prod in the gonads, and you just say, whoa. Well, this is what he said. He said a cell cannot be in growth and defense at the same time. And I thought, you know, that's very interesting, because if a cell can't be in growth and defense at the same time, neither can an organ, neither can a system, neither can an organism. A family cannot be in growth and defense at the same time. A profession cannot be in growth and defense at the same time. A country cannot be in growth and defense at the same time. A society cannot be in growth and defense at the same time. And it goes back to what that first chiropractor told me about accurately perceiving the world and being able to qualitatively and quantitatively appropriately respond to the world. Anyone been to the newsstand lately? Did you see this? This was the week before Haiti. You know, now the Haiti issue's on the stand. This is January. What's it say? Why your DNA is not your destiny. The new science of epigenetics reveals that the choices you make can change your genes and those of your kids. Tell me that isn't heady stuff. That's Bruce's book, The Biology of Belief. And it has gone from Bruce's book to the cover of Time. As a matter of fact, in the Renaissance movement of the late 70s and 80s with Guy Rietman and Joe Fleischer, they were working with a gentleman named Ron Perot, a PhD cancer researcher who was looking at DNA repair enzymes. And basically what we know is that lifestyle choices that we make not only affect us, not only affect those around us in terms of resonating with our current level of consciousness, but actually cause changes in the expression of DNA, and that these changes in gene expression, which are associated with turning genes on or off, are transmitted to future generations. Those two mice are genetically identical. The difference is not their lifestyle, but the lifestyle of previous generations. And they said that these lifestyle choices leave an imprint that one author likened to an imprint of your body in the sand on the beach. It doesn't last forever. It lasts a while, and then it gradually erodes away. We don't know how many generations in humans the epigenetic changes persist. We know that in animals it's at least 3 or 4. Well, you know, I get in kind of these crazy modes, and I said, you know, it's a shame Dr. Perot never published his stuff in a peer-reviewed journal. It never really got out there. So I wonder if the guy is still around. And I found a chiropractor who said, you know, I've got an address on him. Long story short, we called the guy up and said, you know, we'd like to replicate the study using contemporary technology and look at DNA repair. Because as we live life, our DNA degrades, but the intelligence of the body is capable of repairing it if the DNA repair enzymes are there. And basically he said, the good news is we've improved the technology and we can do it much less expensively than we did in the old days. He said we can look at a surrogate indicator of DNA repair, which is the level of thiols in the circulating blood. And basically they found that there's a relationship between identifiable medical conditions, longevity, and serum thiol levels. The lower your serum thiol levels, the more likely you are to be sick. The higher your serum thiol levels, the more likely you are to be enjoying health, however we choose to define that. And what we did was a case-controlled study. Basically, we matched the chiropractic patients in the program with age, gender, and lifestyle matched controls that were free of any evidence of medical disease. Here's what was found. People that had identifiable disease had mean serum thiol levels of about 40 or so. People who were under short-term chiropractic care, you know, when the pain goes away, so do I, had serum thiol levels that obviously were higher than those in the active disease group, but still below those of healthy controls, which were around 120 or so. But people who had been under chiropractic care for 18 months or longer had serum thiol levels in excess of those of so-called healthy controls. But the values of chiropractic care, as we saw in the Rupert study with cash savings, as we saw in the Blank study with satisfaction and lifestyle change, and in our study with the serum thiol DNA repair analysis, this stuff doesn't kick in until 18 months to 5 years of care. So if they're quitting before then, they're missing out. And here's the paper we did, Surrogate Indication of DNA Repair in Serum After Long-Term Chiropractic Intervention, a retrospective study. Clay Campbell was the lead author. I was the second author. These two guys, Arthur Benet and Amir Amir, were laboratory PhDs who developed the serum thiol test, and Ron Perot. And we had our 15 minutes of fame. This was picked up by Medical News Today. Chiropractic influence on oxidative stress and DNA repair. Listen to this. There's a growing body of evidence that wellness care provided by doctors of chiropractic may reduce healthcare costs, improve health behaviors, and enhance patient perceived quality of life. Until recently, little was known about how chiropractic adjustments affected the chemistry of biological processes on a cellular level. In a landmark study published this week in the Journal of Vertebral Subluxation Research, chiropractors collaborating with researchers at the University of Lund found that chiropractic care could influence basic physiological processes affecting oxidative stress and DNA repair. Did you see that on the cover of Time? No. Curious, isn't it? What's a pharmacracy? They found that the effects of blood pressure control typically add 4 years or less to your total life. Cholesterol control, 4 years or less. Maintaining a healthy weight, only 1 to 3 years. Regular exercise, 1 to 3 years. But an optimistic outlook, 7.6 years. This is an amazing paper that was delivered at the proceedings of the National Academy of Science by Dean Ornish. He said, in just 3 months I can change hundreds of my genes simply by changing what I eat and how I live. That's pretty exciting. It's also pretty exciting that people under long-term chiropractic care have higher serum thiol levels indicative of better DNA repair capability. The rubber meets the road, though, in building that bridge from pain to wellness, in changing the public's perception of what chiropractic is. To that end, we've developed technology that develops what we call a neurospinal functional index, looking at pain perception, looking at range of motion, and most importantly, looking at the nervous system through 3 more dimensions. EMG, how the body is controlling the paraspinal muscles through the nervous system. Thermal scanning, looking at autonomic activity. And finally, heart rate variability, which is an exciting new technology that looks at how effectively the nervous system is controlling a vital organ. The pulse wave profiler is the device that measures heart rate variability, and it lets us look at essentially how well a person is adapting and how well balanced the sympathetic and parasympathetic system are. Here we have a graph showing the time intervals between heartbeats, and by using a very sophisticated computer technique called fast Fourier analysis, we can find out how adaptable a person is and if their nervous system is balanced. And medical literature talks about decreased heart rate variability not only in the context of cardiovascular disease, but decreased adaptability, increased mortality risk, increased risk of arrhythmic events, and an increase in depression and coronary artery disease. bad for you to have bad HRV. What do you